Welcome back everyone, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. Where we left off last time, we were in Dresden. We've taken the city from Minago and pals, Nura has wandered off somewhere, and we have things to do. A mysterious stranger has arrived. A tall, lean man enters the hall. He has dark hair, pointed ears, and his pale skin is covered in intricate tattoos. At first glance, it would be easy to mistake him for an elf, if his eyes were not so unusual. They are not just dark, as is common among elves, but entirely black and devoid of life. As you stare into their empty nothingness, it's as if the abyss is staring back into you. His face seems familiar. You look more closely and you realize that you saw this stranger during the assault on the Grey Garrison. Back then, he laughed at the prank you played on the cultist with the barrels of explosives and then disappeared. Commander Eltimar, the visitor seems to take pleasure in the sound of your name, caressing each syllable with his black tongue, and licking his pierced lips suggestively before offering you a charming smile. Who are you? Who I am doesn't matter right now. What matters is who you are. I've been watching you for a long time, since the day you began your journey to the heights of glory. You still have a long way to go before you reach the pinnacle, but what if I could help you take the next step? Some very powerful and wise beings will soon be holding a meeting of the council, where they will decide what is to be done about the world wound. You'd be a welcome guest at this meeting. What council? No. The visitor wags a long, manicured finger at you. Save all the questions for the council. The walls have ears after all. Please join us. We will explain everything. When you are ready, look in the closet in your chambers. Bidding you farewell with a playful wink, the visitor vanishes into thin air. Kyr, a middle-aged paladin with a genial face, salutes you. His sparse gray hair stands in fuzzy tufts on his head, giving him a distinctly unwarlike appearance. Ever-bright Crusaders reporting for duty. My name is Kyr Koblin, and I am at your service. Queen Gelfrey is gathering the main attack forces in Nerosian. She ordered us to replace the losses suffered in Canabris and come here. We will support your troops. A tall, dark-eyed lad is standing behind Kyr, or Sire. He passionately echoes Sire's words, or Kyr's words. We are ready to go to the front immediately. Allow us to be the spear of the attack. The old Crusader calls the young man to order. Morvag, do not speak unless spoken to. Don't worry. No one will be defeating any demons without you. Kyr smiles kindly and tousles the boy's hair. Who we brought to fight with you? Ever-bright Crusaders mainly, but we have a lot of volunteers who joined us. Those who arrived at the Queen's call but didn't want to sit in Nerosian waiting for the main army to set off. All the hotheads know that the front is here. Kyr nods at the boy behind him, the one who's eager to fight. We picked this one up too. He walked to Canabris with an old sword in his hand and a few copper coins in his pocket. He was going to keep walking to kill the demons, and then he probably would have laid siege to Threshold, no doubt. The boy's cheeks go pink at the old man's gentle mockery, but he continues to stare ahead resolutely and boldly. Did you fight in Canabris? How are things there? Not personally, no. The Queen summoned me and the bulk of our order to Nerosian. Almost all those who remained behind in Canabris died, and the ones that didn't were disorganized and leaderless. But the order did not perish. New volunteers have been pouring into our ranks, and we are licking our wounds. Canabris is rebuilding. Life wins out. People are coming from all over Avestan to help. Many are joining up with the Crusaders, just as it happened back in the First Crusade. Great, you'll be serving under my command. The Crusader gives you a friendly smile. It's an honor for us, Commander. Let's give the demons a dusting. Thank you. We're only here to talk to Irbeth. Irbeth's eyes are vacant. Her thoughts are clearly somewhere far away. Seeing you, though, she snaps to attention. Hail, Commander. I give the solemn hour to Irbeth. I found your father's sword. Take it. Praise Iomade. Irbeth takes the sword gently, as if it were a living creature, and sheathes it in the scabbard. I don't know what to say. I'm forever indebted to you. I never thought I'd get my sword back. Please allow me to reward you, and please, no objections. I could never replace this sword. I shall never part with it again, I swear. How did you get 50,000 gold? That's a lot of gold. We need to talk about what happened during the attack on Dresden. Irbeth nods curtly. Yes, I was shamefully faint-hearted. Praise Iomade, it didn't affect the course of the battle. Still, my behavior was unworthy of a knight, even less a commander. Under the circumstances, leaving my position would be tantamount to desertion. Still, as your advisor, I strongly recommend you release me from my position as head of the Order, strip me of my knighthood, and send me to serve in the Condemned. What is our our diplomacy is insanely good. Few deserve these titles more than you. Don't blame yourself. Under the circumstances, you did everything possible, and more besides. Thank you, Commander. The gratitude in Erebeth's voice is sincere. A spark of enthusiasm appears in her eyes, which had grown dull over recent weeks. The half-orc salutes you sharply. For a moment, you once again see the Erebeth who is ready to protect the defender's heart to her dying breath. Thank you for still trusting me, more than anyone else does in this crusade, even more than I trust myself. Despite your words, Erebeth obviously still feels unworthy of her commander rank. Changing her mind will require more than platitudes. Perhaps you can bolster her by appointing her to a position where she can work more closely with the rank-and-file soldiers. Those whose faith in her command remains undimmed. How's the Eagle Watch doing? Everything is going well. I was wary of handing over the reins at first. I was afraid that everything would fall apart without Enevia and me, but I took a risk and left a very clever lad in charge, a tiefling as it happens. He infiltrated the cult alone. They couldn't imagine a tiefling wouldn't be on their side. He exposed the entire cell. I personally knighted him just before the city was attacked. Of course, there were many who weren't happy about it, but it's not my job to make people happy. That's true. He hasn't disappointed. He's built up the Order's ranks again and is running everything so smoothly as if the demon attack never happened. He's proven once more that I left Canabris in good hands. But I admit, it's still strange to think that a small order as the Eagle Watch now has 2 chapters, one in Dresden and one in Canabris. Gotta go. Alright, so we got some experience for doing all those things. We gave Erebeth back her sword, which was very worthwhile financially. I don't know where she got 50,000 gold from, but we're actually doing pretty okay in terms of money now. That takes care of one of our missions. We need to attend a council meeting for our Trickster mythic path. I was also looking at the tier 3 Trickster tricks. And I think I know which ones I'm going to go with. Well, the important ones are, if we go to our mythic path here, we get these mythic tricks. These are the normal ones. These are the improved ones and greater ones. The improved ones are the tier 2 ones. So we need at least tier 2 world. We're going to do that next one. So we're going to grab the tier 1 knowledge world one, which is the helpful advice one. And then we're going to grab the improved mythic one for also world to get the, whenever we roll a 1, we instead roll a 20. That's quite the boon for us, and we kind of need that really badly with our rolls, for sure. As for the greater ones, though, there's a couple really good ones, and I'm not sure which ones I want. Like, Athletics rank 3 is pretty damn good, but our Athletics isn't that great at the moment. But it doesn't really matter, because it doesn't require anything except, like, the last part's the important part. If your base attack bonus is equal to your character level, it becomes not less than your ranks in Athletics plus 5. So we need to buff up our Athletics eventually. Maybe. If we decide to go down that route. Knowledge Arcana 3 is every item you identify gets an additional random major effect, which can be extremely powerful. He needs to have more mythic ranks, or more lores than Nenio, though. So that's going to be something we're going to have to work towards. Anyways, we'll figure that out later. Let's go sell some things, and then we're going to go talk to a couple people. This is going to be mostly a talky video, because we have a bunch of things to do. We have companion quests, we have to talk to Sela, we have to talk to... well, we don't have to talk to Nenio, she's not important right now. We have to talk to Soziel, we have to talk to Woljif, but he's gone, so we'll find him in the wilderness. The council meeting, of course. Battered Spirit, we did that one already. There's a dragon, there's Winter... what's it called? The town. I can't remember what it's called now. Winter something. Winter Spring? I think it's called Winter Spring. Demon forces. Find the demons. Know the enemy, basically. That's going to be the lab, I think? Maybe? I don't remember. And then we have the Trendolo stuff, but we need to find the storyteller first, which means we have to go do the dragon hunt at some point in the near future anyways. Also, we're going to get fought by dark elves at some point in time, of course. And we have notes for the storyteller. That's not important at the moment. Alright, so let's go sell things and go talk to Sela and Soziel. Those are the 2 big ones at the moment. Then maybe we'll go attend that meeting, because I think that sounds interesting. Bulk selling, get rid of all of our junk. We have more than that to sell, though, I think. I'm going to try to keep all the named stuff. For now, at least. There's a solid chance we'll sell other things later. Get rid of that. Oh, okay. For some reason I thought we scrolled over Radiance twice. We did, technically, but because they're in different areas, it's fine. And that is going to be it for now, I think. I'm going to try and keep this cleaner, which is going to be impossible, so. Anyways, Ring of Protection. And we have a Cloak of Resistance +3, which is better than our Cloak of Cleansing +2. Why is our will save so bad? I mean, I know exactly why it's so bad, but still. Belt of Giant Strength +4. We also have a Belt of Physical Form, which is Dex and Con, which is not good for us. I thought we had a different belt as well. Guess not. I may actually use the headband of, do we not have a headband of intelligence? Ember, do you have a headband of intelligence on? Yes, you don't need intelligence. Here, take your charisma. I'm gonna wear one of those. Because we need to up our rolls. These are all, these are all wisdoms. Never mind. Well, I guess, oh wait, no, so some of them are intelligence, some of them are wisdom. The knowledges are intelligence, the lores are wisdoms. Okay, got it. Anything to buy? Now that we're here, price, descending order. Nothing I really want that I can see at the moment. Yeah, not really, okay. That's not the only place to talk, though. There's the exotic weapons provider. Just always go price descending order. The more expensive the thing, the better it is. And it doesn't look like there's anything we want to buy here. Wilker's here as well. What can I do for you? Are you going to manage the fortress now? No way, Commander. The quartermaster throws up his hands. Not in a million years. I can manage an expedition just fine, but running a fortress is a different kettle of fish. That's enough work to make a man's head explode, which is why they sent us an expert from Neurosian. Her name is Dorglinda Stranglehold. I have seen how she handles things. She knows what she's about. That one. Iamade bless her. She'll be managing the fortress, and I'll keep taking care of the soldiers just like I've been doing. I don't think he has anything new. Though yet. Oops, not that one. Yeah, he's just got the, I guess he does have the Icy Burst Keen Bastard Sword and a Holy Composite Shortbow. Which is kind of nice. The owner of this quiver can use it to shoot 30 units of ammunition. Ammunition hits the first enemy as well as 2 additional enemies, each of which must be within 15 feet. It deals 1d6 points of holy damage. Does it replenish at the start of a day, or is it 30 and that's it? Anyways, because if it's 30 and that's it, that is not worth the 38,000 price tag for it. Anywho, let's take a look at what we have here. Yeah, nothing. Black Dragon's Fang might be okay, but Seela's got a pretty oh, Seela doesn't have a pretty okay sword anymore. Seela now has, in fact, no okay swords. She's using Radiance, I guess, for now. I'm a little bit disappointed. Let's go check the Arcane Weaver for anything good. Robe of Order is good for monks. We don't have a monk this time, though, so that's not really important. Yeah, there's a bunch of scrolls we can pick up if we need specific spells, which we don't at this point in time, and not a lot I want to buy here. Okay, I'm gonna go check the one last place, the jewelry guy, and then that's gonna be it. We'll go move on with other things. +5 competence on persuasion, +1 morale on all skill checks. Okay. Well, there's diamonds here for Raised Dead, which we will buy later on, I think. We don't have Raised Dead yet, but once we do, we're going to buy that. Alright, let's look around. There's a bunch of things to buy, or to steal, to borrow, without asking.
I will guide.
There's Darren. I don't need to talk to him at the moment. That's a house. You know, I don't think I've actually gone in this house. After we reclaimed the city. Is there anything of value in here? There's a book called Prodigal Sons. Yeah, not a lot. Just some random junk. Obviously, I didn't miss much by not going in there before. So, here we are. Let's go talk to Sela and Soziel. And then we'll, I'll loot the city between videos. Where is... Okay, so Sela's here. Let's go do Sela. Where would... Oh, Soziel's up here. Soziel's closer. Let's do Soziel first. Then we'll go talk to Sela. Then we'll do the Citadel. Then I'll go through and loot the whole city. There's a bunch of things to loot, fortunately and unfortunately. There's Ember, somewhere here, doing her thing. She hasn't started her little squad yet. Good afternoon, Commander. How can I help you? Did you think about what the Hell Knight told you? Yes, Soziel shakes his head. Another dead end. I still know nothing. How could Trevor have parted with the shield? I can't imagine. You must believe in your brother. If he gave away the shield, it means he had good reason. I do believe it, I do. But what could have made him part with our family relic? You know, it's not only the Hell Knights who told me the truth. Knight Tierbade refused to tell me anything about my brother's fate while I was serving in Canabris. But after these events, she finally broke her silence, and the things she told me... Soziel shakes his head. That he was a good fighter, but a terrible knight, and an utterly worthless paladin. He became more and more cruel as time went on. He started caring more and more about destroying the enemy rather than protecting the innocent. He gushed over Prelate Halruin and his witch hunts. Eventually, the goddess's patience wore thin. When he beat up some poor fellow for blasphemy, Shaylin took away Trevor's powers. That was a huge blow for him. He left the city, asking only that his disgrace be kept secret from his family. That was why Irbeth didn't say anything earlier. Brother, my brother, but how? He's always been so kind, merciful. Where could this cruelty have come from? What do you think of your brother's fate now? I can't wrap my head around what I learned. It's as if we're talking about a different person, altogether. How could he? Why did he give his shield to that she-devil in black armor? Oh, Shaylin, let this all be a mistake. Okay. Thanks for talking to me, my pleasure. That will come up again later, but for now we're done with that questline. I think that's Irbeth. Where is... Oh yeah, Inspiring card. Okay, yep. That is Sela, who's also having a crisis of faith regarding friends and family. Or friends she considered family. It's all about Curl. Sela looks sad and pensive. It's good to see you. Get this, Janna, the one who ran away when we were attacked by demons, never went back to her unit. She was seen running towards Numeria. Looks like she deserted. Anyways, that's not what I wanted to talk about. Or, not the only thing. Since our raid on the Houndheart's camp, I had this sinking feeling I made a mistake, dragging you into this, I mean. I should have known that a raid along the edge of the world wound wouldn't be so easy. But mostly I was wrong about a lot of people. About Janna, who lost the nerve and abandoned her friends. About Curl, I knew he was a thief, but I really thought he turned over a new leaf and deserved a little compassion and trust. And Alan, I thought we were kindred spirits, friends through thick and thin, but it looks like I was wrong about him too. Don't lose your trust in people, Sela. So what if you made a few mistakes? It's no reason to give up on your ideals. Someone has to show people that there's a better path. Thank you, my friend. I needed that support. Her expression brightens. She sighs. Thank you for listening to my grumbling and for helping me get to the bottom of this. I'm not going to leave things as they stand. If I get the chance, I'll track down Janna and see if I can talk some sense into her and find out why Curl did what he did. I can't stop thinking about what Alan told me in the end. I really have become more powerful than paladins who are far more experienced and selfless than me. There's something not right about it. A servant of Iomedae should gain their powers through dedicated personal effort. It's the only way to make sure they'll use the power for good. Our journey so far, it's all wrong. And it means I need to be 3 times as hard on myself now. There we go. Done that as well. Let's go talk to some council of people, I guess. And then I think we'll be done this video. And we'll head out of the Citadel next video. I will go loot all the town. I'll talk to some people between videos that aren't as important, like Hillor, about the Spinner of Nightmares, stuff like that. We're only really going to be focused mostly on our named NPCs, and maybe some of the more super interesting side quests. Hillor's it's a good side quest, don't get me wrong, and it has a really cool twist ending to it. But the ending doesn't need the intermediate steps. You can get the same impact of the ending without the intermediate parts of it. Let's save and go through our cupboard into Narnia. What a lovely looking room, look at this, it's beautiful. I would definitely have meetings here. The spacious room is immersed in darkness, and the only light source comes from a round table at its center. The strange visitor who invited you here is sitting at the table, along with several other humanoid figures. That is not a humanoid figure. And a hippogriff. Oh, there we go. They appear to be having an intense argument. Let us finally decide what we're going to do about the world wound, says a tall woman with the head of a lion. She's dressed in a white and gold robe, and her amethyst-colored eyes gleam as she turns her stern gaze upon those present. What are all you doing in my closet? Those sitting at the table are so engrossed in their debate they pay no attention to you. Only the stranger who invited you to this meeting gives you a warm smile and gestures for you to come closer. Purr. A hippogriff wearing a shiny mithril breastplate emblazoned with Abadar's keys bangs the table resolutely with his clawed foreleg. Typical old cob, your visitor laughs airily, but you suggested this about 700 times. We can't just bring the army of Axis there. Even if Abadar happened to allow it, all the other gods, not to mention the demonic and imperial lords, and perhaps even the eldest, all of them would want to take part in the brawl. The world wound has expanded once, and this plan will stretch the hole between the plains even wider than Nocticula's. Haha, never mind. In short, the civilization you love so dearly will be pulverized into a bloody mess. Ugh, holes, bloody messes. Sakobanoth, why do you always need to say such horrible, nasty things? A dark-skinned Vadrani woman purses her lips. She's draped in yellow silk, and white flowers are nestled in her shiny black hair. Look at things with more optimism. Why are you so certain this is what will happen? There's always a chance that things might change for the better. We must not lose hope. I think I agree with Chidali. Even if representatives of the different external planes from heaven to hell do come to the battle, it'll be a great opportunity to sit them all down at the negotiating table. Then we can find a reasonable, peaceful solution to this old source of strife, as civilized beings should. I'm afraid, my dear Eretrice, they won't be in the mood to talk. Oh, look who's here. The tattooed man turns to you with a warm smile. Look, we have a guest. This is the one I told you about. Commander Eltimar, leader of the current Crusade. Don't you think it's time to listen to what the mortals have to say on this mess? Go on, speak. Share your opinion with us. The army is powerless. Only a legendary hero can defeat the world wound, and one stands before you now. Terrible though it may be, I'm afraid he's right. The face of the shape-shifting creature is constantly changing in a kaleidoscope of different forms and colors. They look at you closely, their eyes changing. Blue, gray, clear, then red. Sakobanoth, you have brought us a very interesting guest. Very, very curious. Anyways, let's return to the guest. As you can see, he is an extraordinary person. Thank you. We should have invited a mortal to the council from the very beginning. They could have helped us see things from a different perspective. Perhaps you're right. After all, mortals dwell in close proximity to the world wound and deal with it constantly. Maybe their, shall we say, narrow outlook on life? The mortal brain is capable of conceiving an idea worthy of consideration. What does it matter if he has ideas? Just look at how cute he is. He will be our lucky charm and bring us the good fortune we've been sorely lacking. Hehehehe. Each chuckle from the shape-shifting creature sounds different than the last. Yes, we can already see you brought him here for a reason. Over the last few years, our discussions have become somewhat repetitive. Well, mortal, welcome to the council. You must have questions. We are ready to enlighten you. Where am I? The council chamber. This is a small demi-plane, a kind of room outside all other worlds. Proof. The hippogriff raises his head proudly. Yes, I was just about to say, kindly given to us by Abadar's attendants from his collection. Sakabanoth has turned your closet into a permanent portal. We'll be glad to see you at any time, although I can't promise you'll encounter all the council members every time you show up. I encourage you not to miss the meetings. Who are you? The composition of our group, as you may have noticed, is rather varied. These two beautiful ladies are celestials. In fact, I am not ashamed to say they are imperial lords. Eritris, and Agathion is the patron of debate. She's the one who actually convened our council. Tadali, and Azada, is the patron of serendipity. That is right. All points of view are represented on this council, no matter how hostile they are to one another. For this is the only way to achieve the truth. The Abyss is represented on the council by the Demon Lord Sakabanoth, with whom you are already familiar, and a Malebranche named Elicino speaks on behalf of Hell. He has failed to attend the meetings yet again. He must have had some urgent matters to attend to. The Hippogriff proudly pounds his clawed foreleg against his mithril breastplate, which is adorned with Abadar's key. Our eloquent friend is named Cobblehoof and represents Axis, and we are... The shape-shifting creature smiles with lips that change color by the second. We are Shaika the Many, the eldest from the first world. We can't say we speak on behalf of the entire Fey world, but we can't say the opposite either. What does your council do? We convened the Council of Truth to... Wait, isn't it the Council of Deliverance? We voted and decided on the Council of Truth. No, we didn't. It was a tie. For the love of everything unholy, would you stop this already? You are confusing our dear guest. Eltimar, my sweet, this council, whatever its name is, has a single purpose, finding a way to rid Golarion of the world wound. The council was convened shortly after the wound was opened, and... Judging by the fact that you have to lead another crusade, it has not been very successful so far. But we're working on it. Sooner or later we'll triumph, or not. It depends on which version of the future you perceive. What have you accomplished? Well, we've discussed the situation thoroughly. Why did you want to ask me to join the council? We have a common goal. Just like us, you wish to overcome the world wound and have already achieved some success. Sakabanoth is right. It is most appropriate for your voice to be heard on this council. We don't expect you to serve up a solution to us on a silver platter. For now, I simply brought you here to introduce you to the council and to bring you, so to speak, into our circle. Wonderful vibrations emanate from you. I feel our fate turning for the better. With a lucky charm like you, we simply cannot help but win. I have no more questions. In that case, this meeting is adjourned. Eltimar, welcome to our inner circle. I recommend that you talk to each member of the council informally in a more relaxed setting. When it's time for a new meeting, we'll notify you. Sakabanoth's penetrating stare seems to see straight through you into your very soul. The Demon Lord chuckles as if he's just heard a good joke. I'm so glad we met. Yes, indeed. All these years I've been looking for someone just like you. Now that you're on the council, the things we are going to do. Sakabanoth's enthusiasm is contagious. You feel free, playful, and unstoppable, capable of changing the world. The feelings float up from the depths of your soul like bubbles of champagne. Can we talk to anyone now, or are we kicked out? Okay, no. There you are. You see a dark-skinned, middle-aged Vidrani woman dressed in yellow silk. White flowers decorate her long black hair. Her cheeks dimple as she smiles. We are so lucky you managed to find us. Would you like a cookie? I made them myself. She hands you a parcel of fragrant cookies. I'm not gonna screw up the council. I'll eat a cookie. The sweet, fragrant cookie melts on your tongue. The taste of the unfamiliar spices lingers in your mouth like a gentle, sunny morning, filling you with hope and joy. I have to go. Go, and don't forget to look around. You don't want to miss your luck. Can we still bluff? Okay, yeah. Oops, I just punched my friggin' microphone. Ow, that hurt.
Focus on the
Moving my arm weirdly. Can we bluff with everyone? Okay, let's go talk to this guy first. So we can mess up with the council. Is that what we're supposed to do? The creature's eyes are black voids, and his gaze holds the promise of both incomparable pleasure and endless suffering. He puts a thin finger, his black nail carefully manicured up to his pierced lips, and smiles suggestively. Well, are you glad you accepted my invitation? I, for one, am happy to see you here. Tell me about yourself. Words are so boring, I prefer to show, not tell. But if you'd like to begin our introduction with words, well, I will bow to your wishes. I am Sakabanoth, a demon lord, prior of the Cathedral Thalemic. I grant my congregation endless joys and pleasures, even if their tastes are frowned upon by the more hypocritical masses. Try to remember something you've always wanted, a desire so shameful you don't allow yourself even to think about it. In my house, that will come true. That, and hundreds more things you can't even imagine. You've heard this name before. Sakabanoth, also known as the Silken Sin, is the patron of sexual extravagance and perversions. Moreover, he's also the brother and lover of the powerful demon Nocticula, although you've heard rumors that the two of them have not been getting along lately. Oh, interesting. Nocticula is your sister and lover? At the sound of her name, Sakabanoth's face contorts painfully. She is no one to me. Less than no one. Please don't mention her name without need. Let's talk about someone more pleasant. About me, or, for example, or you. Or even Cobblehoff, those muscles, the broad, powerful wings, that strong back. I wish I could ride him. Ha ha ha. You're a demon lord. Why aren't you involved in the invasion alongside Discari and Baphomet? Why would I be? Of course, Baphomet is always a welcome guest in my dominions. Sakabanoth traces his finger down his lips with a dreamy smile, but the fact that he's a great lover doesn't mean I'm eager to participate in any of his schemes. Fighting, conquering, seizing by force, blah. All my victories come to me of their own volition, begging to be conquered. What are your thoughts on the world wound? On one hand, it's a disgusting monstrosity, meaningless carnage. So many boys and girls, mortals and demons, who could be making love to one another, hacking off each other's heads instead. On the other hand, for a moment, Sakabanoth's usually playful expression disappears from his face, as if the question has reminded him of something unpleasant. Stammering, he finishes quickly. On the other hand, the more chaos, the more opportunities. So the world wound is a source of opportunities for what? Let's set this conversation aside for now, all in good time. Sakabanoth's face darkens for a moment, but then with visible effort he fixes his charming smile back in place, and the playful note returns to his voice. I'll be sure you don't miss anything interesting, I promise. Why did you invite me here? You can be sure that I have plans for you, but now is not the time. When the moment comes, I will share them with you, and I'm certain you'll like what I have in mind. For now, though, go mingle. I did introduce you into a high society, of a sort. You're handsome. How about spending some alone time with me? Oh my. Tempting the tempter. Oh yeah, that was my seductive Sakabanoth reaches for your face, but his fingers stop a hair's breadth from your skin. With a sigh, he reluctantly withdraws his hand. Believe me, I've been dreaming about it from the moment I saw you, but if we rush into this, it might interfere with my plans. Let's refrain for now. Dream of me. It'll make everything sweeter once the dreams come true. So we can do some bluffing. Where are you going? You should stay a little longer. The demon blows us a kiss. Mighty despite its years, the hippogriff in the mithril breastplate looks down its beak at you. He gazes at you with the wide eyes of a veteran officer. Tell me about yourself. Fur. The hippogriff pounds his breastplate loudly and straightens to attention as if on parade. His breastplate is adorned with the holy symbol of Abadar, and he's obviously proud to serve his god. Indeed, he appears to have a high-ranking position among the god's faithful. What are your thoughts on the world wound? Fur. The hippogriff growls as he pretends to put something into his foreleg, then mimes crushing it with his claw. Fur. The creature that stands before you is constantly changing, and only their basic human shape remains the same. Their race, skin, color, gender, and age are all shifting continuously, as if you're not looking at a single person, but a whole series of people, constantly replacing one another. Hello, Commander. We were very interested to see you. Tell me about yourself. We are Shaika the Many they call us. We bear the title of the Eldest. You can consider us a deity of the Fey world if you wish. This is not true, but we do not mind. As for what interests us, let's say that we do not find it necessary to walk in step with time. Why are you constantly changing? Everything is changing, or more precisely, everything is eternal and unchanging, and perhaps it is only from the perspective of mortal observation that it changes. Do not be offended, but it's difficult to explain this to a creature who lives only one time, sees only one present, and thinks they are moving forward towards one future at a constant speed. Let's say that the way we appear to you may give you a vague idea of how you and your world appear to us. What are your thoughts on the world wound? The wound itself holds no particular interest to us. It is just a rift between planes. This world has seen worse troubles. What's really interesting is all the ways in which it will and won't be closed, and all the yous that will have a chance to perform this feat. Don't you find it boring to live your life knowing the entire past, present, and future of every possible timeline? An amazing question. Of course, an existence in which we observe all possible versions of the past and future at the same time, as if we're some kind of unchanging crystal, would be deadly dull. Actually, when we allow mortals to view our archives, they usually kill themselves out of boredom when they finish reading. Have you heard of a lich named Durakath? Or did he not exist in your time? He was such a bore, or he will be. Or will he not be? Anyways, it doesn't matter. Fortunately, we have an escape. Out of all the blessings granted to mortals, we have kept forgetfulness and absent-mindedness for ourselves. Whenever we have only a faint idea of this time. Instead of looking wistfully at all the times at once, we only recall them as necessary, and thus we are always interested. If you exist outside time, it means you already know all the answers to all the questions. Why don't you just tell the council all they need to succeed? We know many answers, this is true, but you have no idea how difficult it is to watch the possibilities time flows in parallel branches of reality. But what is true in one of them can be wrong in another. Imagine what could happen if we get things mixed up and give you the answers that don't belong to the world in which you live. It would be a terrible confusion. An entire reality might collapse, so don't ask us. We don't do that anymore. Will I close the world wound? Yes and no. It's all up to you. We won't influence your choice. As it happens, we don't care which of these possible paths you will take because we see them all. I have to go. We are saying goodbye. I'm going to save this and call it messing with the council. Can't even type today, Jesus. Alright, let's see what we got. Cobblehoof brings bad luck to the council because he doesn't believe in it. I feel negative vibrations coming from him. This is true. I was hoping he'd come to his senses, but understand that he shouldn't stand in the way of chance, and that our luck can change, even surprise us. But now that you are Lucky Charmer with us, his negative influence could have terrible consequences. It's decided I must stop him for his own good. Don't worry about him. When he understands why it was necessary, he'll thank me. Let's try the next one. Sakabanath told me he joined the council just so that he could get under your skin. Oh, I know his feelings quite well. He doesn't conceal them. Alas, above affinity, he is tempted by intimacy, and it does not matter with whom, whether it's me, Elicino, or Cobblehoof. Until now, I assumed that for the common goal of finding the truth, I could turn a blind eye to those destructive inclinations, but you may be right. It is possible that he is the one leading us astray. I don't think Cobblehoof likes you. To him, you are just another demon. I know. He sees our alliance is temporary. He'll strike as soon as I give him cause. However, Sakabanath grins maliciously. I'll always be one step ahead of him, because I don't need a cause to strike. Ertris tried to drag me into some conspiracy. She's plotting something. I think she invited you to the council to lure you into a trap. Really? Sakabanath's black, void-like eyes turn in her direction. He gazes contemptuously upon the lion-headed woman in the white and gold robe, lingering on the curve of her breasts. This scraggly cat deems herself a lioness, and thinks she can set the council against me, the one I recommended she convene. Let her try, you'll hear how she meows. I have to go. I arch my brow. Do you trust Sakabanath? After all, he is a demon lord. Rough. With a furious growl, the hippogriff runs his claw across his throat. He clearly does not view Sakabanath as an ally. Chidali isn't just flippant, she's crazy. She infiltrated the council to infect everyone else with her insanity, especially you. Shooting a quick glance at the dark-skinned woman, the hippogriff nods grimly. His mighty claws scratch the floor with a rasping sound. I have to go. Well, now we've turned them all against each other, and I don't know if I was supposed to or not. I'm just going to go through all these really quickly and just see what else. Is that all we have to do? Do I want to mess with the council? That's a tough call. I don't think I would do, though. We did all the... You know what? I'm going to finish talking to the last two people properly, and then I'll make a decision on the council between videos. We're lucky to have you. Now everything will change. Eat a cookie for luck. Tell me about yourself. My name is Shadali. Mortals say I'm an imperial lord, and some even worship me, and I try as best as I can not to disappoint them. I heal some, make some stronger, but truth be told, I can't compete with the gods. I was born because of a lucky chance when a yellow aurora, a lunar eclipse, and a meteor shower happened simultaneously on Elysium, and I liked it so much, existing that is, that now the only thing I do is share my happiness with others. What are your thoughts on the world wound? A terrible calamity. It's our duty to fix it. The Vidrani raises her plump, dark fists and thin bracelets cling together delicately on her wrists. We haven't succeeded yet, but you will. You'll definitely bring us luck. Do you believe in chance? I believe in chance. I create chances. I am chance. The woman smiles broadly, revealing healthy white teeth. Whoever you are, whatever you are, or whatever you do, this world wants to help you. Your main task is to trust it, and not stand in the way of your own luck. So I don't need to take responsibility for what I do anymore, just do what I like, the chances will clean up after me? Or Enchants will clean up after me? Of course not. How can you say such things? Surely one is to take responsibility for their actions, but without losing faith in chance, although cleaning up after oneself is mandatory. The world wants to help me with whatever I do, so for example, if I dream of setting an orphanage on fire and eating all the children? No. Vedrani interrupts you mid-sentence, raising a plump finger adorned with a white gold ring. Not like that. Do you mean if a brick falls on my head on the street, it's my fault because I didn't trust chance enough? No. Chidani shakes her head, earrings clinking. Accidents happen too. It's not your fault. The world wants to help you. It just always isn't able to. But you have to hope for the best anyways. And stop asking me these odious questions. You've ruined my mood. The Vedrani dives into a parcel of cookies and begins chewing furiously. I have to go. The lion-faced woman gives you a stern glance. Her amethyst eyes seem to pierce right through your soul. Welcome to the Council, Commander. Who are you? Ertris, I'm what you mortals might call an Imperial Lord. My element is truth, the eternal truth, shining through the endless lies. The insight's born only through honest, thoughtful debate. You were the one who convened the Council. Yes, many have tried to solve the problem of the world wound with weapons and none have succeeded. I decided to try another way and do what no one has tried before. Resolve everything through peaceful negotiations. If you're an Imperial Lord, why don't you fight Discari and Baphomet openly? A victory obtained through brute force doesn't prove anything. And the more blows you deal to Discari and his followers, the more convinced they are of their rectitude. No, a true victory can only be achieved through honest, unbiased debate. When they see the error of their ways, the demons will lay down their weapons. And how successful has that been so far? The lion-headed woman pauses for a moment to think, but then answers in a voice filled with unshakable confidence. Up until now, there have been few successes, but we keep trying. The truth always comes out sooner or later. What are your thoughts on the world wound? It is a terrible mistake, an aberration of the world order. As with any mistake, it runs the risk of becoming fatal if it isn't fixed in time. And as with any mistake, it can be corrected if the truth that refutes its existence is discovered and made public. The Council is working on finding the truth, and although the truth has eluded us thus far, we'll keep trying. I only hope we reach our goal before the damage from the world wound becomes irreversible. Alright, I'm going to give some thought to whether I want to mess with the Council or not, but in the next video we'll figure that out, and then we're going to head out of the city probably. We actually can't leave. There is no way out of this council chamber.
Watch out for trouble.
Oh, never mind. No, it is. There it is. It just wasn't appearing for us. Alright. So, I'm going to ponder this a little. I might mess with the whole council. We'll see. I'll let you guys know at the beginning of the next video which way I went. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Take care.